Right, let's unpack this. Today, we're doing a deep dive into, well, the psychology behind LinkedIn users. It's a platform, most of us are on, but what's really going on, what drives the different ways people behave there?
Right. And this dive, it's based on a presentation by Carol Murgy. It gives us this really interesting lens to view LinkedIn users.
Yeah.
Not just profiles, but like distinct archetypes, each with their own reasons, their own goals, their own patterns.
So our mission really is to get a handle on these key user types. Why are they actually on LinkedIn? What are they trying to achieve underneath it all?
Exactly.
And maybe more importantly, how does knowing this change how you look at LinkedIn or how you use it, whether you're just scrolling, looking for connections, or, have a specific goal?
It's key because the source highlights that LinkedIn isn't monolithic. It's a whole ecosystem, different people chasing very different things, and you see it in how they act.
Okay, so let's get into these archetypes. First up, one we probably all recognize, the career climber.
Oh, yeah. This is the user totally focused on getting ahead professionally.
Actively job seeking, right? Not just browsing.
Applying, connecting with recruiters, polishing their profile for that next role. Definitely.
And also aiming for advancement where they are, maybe? Looking for visibility, promotions, networking with the right people. If there's a strategy there.
A real intentionality, yeah. And that includes strategic networking, building ties with specific influential people. Plus, they're often big on skill development, showing off skills, acquiring new ones.
Their whole presence feels curated for professional eyes.
Spot on. Then, shifting gears quite a bit, you've got the industry thought leader.
Different energy entirely. Their game is influence, not just personal climbing.
Absolutely. Heavy investment in personal branding. They want to be the voice in their niche.
So constantly sharing insights, writing articles, commenting.
Shaping the conversation, yeah.
Yeah.
Building a following. Their value proposition is their expertise, their perspective.
Okay. And contrasting with that individual focus, there's the business baiter.
Right. Motivation here is, well, commercial. Pure and simple.
Definitely seeing this. Using LinkedIn for lead generation, finding potential clients.
Actively identifying and connecting, yes. And sales development, nurturing those leads.
It's also about building their company's brand too, right? Promoting the business itself.
For sure. Brand building, partnership building, scouting for B2B collaborations. Every interaction could be a business op for them.
Okay, then there's someone less about putting stuff out there and more about taking stuff in. The knowledge seeker?
This is the user who's primarily there to learn. They're tracking industry news, following trends.
Just staying current, using it as a learning resource.
Yeah, learning, development, maybe even research, looking into markets, competitors, that kind of thing. The source mentions they might use LinkedIn Learning a lot. They consume more than they create.
Interesting. Now, what about the ones who don't seem to do much at all? The passive observer.
Yeah, they're definitely there, but sort of under the radar.
Just having a presence, like professional validation almost, checking a box.
Pretty much. The source notes their profiles might be a bit bare, maybe not super up to date.
And networking is latent.
Latent networking, exactly. They aren't reaching out, but they're findable if someone like an old colleague or a recruiter looks them up. Minimal engagement, not much posting or liking, mainly browsing. Their presence serves a purpose, just a less active one.
It's funny how just being on the platform is the main goal for some. Okay, who else is key in this ecosystem?
Well, you absolutely have the recruiter hiring manager. Vital link.
Right, connecting talent and opportunity, actively sourcing candidates.
Searching, filtering, finding people for roles, and then vetting them too. Using the profile to assess skills and fit beyond the resume.
They're also doing employer branding, representing their company.
And building those talent pipelines for future needs, constantly looking ahead.
Okay, last one. A group often interacting with recruiters and maybe knowledge seekers. The student recent graduate.
Yeah, they're at the starting line. Their main goal, that first opportunity, internships, entry-level jobs.
So LinkedIn is crucial for that first step.
Absolutely. And they're building their network from basically zero, connecting with peers, alumni, people in fields they want to enter.
And showcasing potential, right, since they might lack experience. Highlighting projects, academics.
Exactly. Showing what they could do.
So when you lay it all out like this,
yeah,
you really see the different currents moving through LinkedIn.
You do. People chasing leads, others just learning quietly, recruiters actively hunting. It's dynamic.
And that brings us back to listening. Understanding these archetypes isn't just interesting trivia. It actually explains why your feed looks the way it does. And more practically, it helps you be smarter about how you use it. trying to get a recruiter's attention, connect with a thought leader, find a business prospect.
Knowing their likely motivation, their why, lets you tailor things.
Your profile, your message, how you engage, it helps you navigate much more effectively. You kind of adjust your approach depending on who you're talking to or trying to reach.
Which raises that final point.
Yeah, exactly. Here's something to think about. Now that you've heard about these different types, these motivations, how might actually recognizing them change how you use LinkedIn next time you log on?
Okay.
How could you leverage this sort of psychological map of the platform for your own goals, something to chew on?